Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Bowling University studio from the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. I'm John Karabatsis, and I'll be your host for this edition of the Bowling University Tuesday Morning Profit Break. Thank you for joining us. The Tuesday Morning Profit Break is an opportunity for sharing insights on how to grow revenue, reduce costs, and enrich yourself, your team, and your business. Welcome to our new viewers, and welcome back to those of you joining us again. Thank you for taking a few moments out of your busy day. We have another great show ready to share with you today, so grab your coffee or your favorite morning beverage and let's get started improving your profitability. Today we have with us a very special guest, Ms. Megan Burtch. Megan has been with our Smart Buy partner, Redemption Plus, for 5 years and is an expert at redemption price selection, planning, and training. She's traveled to and set up merchandising plans, displays, and training for nearly 100 redemption centers. Megan also is our subject matter expert and presents the merchandising curriculum in our FEC boot camp. And if that's not enough to keep her busy, Megan hosts a video series called Eyes on the Prize, highlighting new and trending products on the Redemption Plus YouTube channel. Megan and fellow team member Josh Atkins will be featured speakers at one of Bowl Expo's educational sessions in Las Vegas this year. This morning, Megan is joining us to talk about her session, Motivating Redemption with Data and Merchandising. I get tired of thinking everything you do. Good morning, Megan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Pleased to be here.
So we've got a special session coming up at Bowl Expo. It's going to be you and Josh.
Yes.
I love the title of your session, Motivating Redemption with Data and Merchandising. Can you explain a little bit more what that means? What does motivating redemption means, and what types of data are you talking about, or what types of data are you going to be talking about, I should say?
Sure. Well, you know, for so long, people have just kind of thought of redemption as, throw some prizes up on the wall and it'll be good. But there's so much more that goes into it. And so we're going to be looking at data from ourselves, what our customers are purchasing, as well as data from some of our customers to show what does well, how they're using it within their centers. And then we'll talk about merchandising as well.
Wow. Now, one of the challenges faced by our members, an ongoing challenge, is choosing the right prize for their location. Does the type of location you have matter? Is that a consideration when selecting prizes?
Yes, definitely. There's so many different types of centers. You've got your neighborhood pizza joints, you've got your legacy bowling alleys, you've got, you know, boardwalk tourist type arcades. So it's really important to know who your audience is and kind of their average ticket spend as to what sort of prizes you want. So for example, if you're a tourist location and most of your customers are spending about 600 tickets or so, does it make sense to have all of your prizes priced at $5,000? So, you know, we'll talk about the different types of centers and ticket spend and how to incorporate that into your space.
Okay. And, you know, keeping along what I mentioned in the introduction, you're our subject matter expert in the merchandising when we do our boot camps. And I know I've heard you say in there that target audience is important when you select your prizes. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. You know, you want to have some sort of idea of who your center is targeting before you're even purchasing your prizes. So if you are trying to target a, you know, higher end, more adult clientele, you wouldn't want to fill your space with prizes aimed at preschool or elementary school age. On the flip side, if you're targeting those younger ages, you don't want to fill your space up with drinking games or shot glasses. So kind of knowing who you're expecting to come will really determine what sort of prizes you need. So, you know, we will go through and we'll talk about prizes and themes to target different audiences.
Well, and you know, it seems intuitive, but I can't tell you how many locations I've been into where, you know, they might have adult games in there and they have a lot of adult players, but yet they have no prizes for the adults in there. So it's something that we don't always think about. So that's a very good point. So let's talk a little bit about the data you mentioned. What types of data are important to know, and how can you use that data to determine the types of prizes you should buy?
Oh, well, card reader systems are such a wealth of knowledge. They can print out all kinds of reports. You can slice, dice it however you need, and then you can use the data that you're receiving from your center, you know, live things happening in your center, and use that to influence your prize purchases. So we'll kind of talk about some ways to look at that data and determine your prizes from there.
Okay, your card systems are a wealth of information.
Oh my
aren't
goodness,
they?
yes.
More than we like to know, or we know. Okay, so keeping along that theme though with price. So price, if I'm not mistaken, price, the store, be it a store or a counter, it's essentially a retail environment.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Very
Okay,
much so.
I would guess then how you set those prizes up is important to the overall experience and the merchandising.
Yes, so we will take you on a whole merchandising journey. How to display things in a meaningful way that motivates your guests to play. And we'll also share some of our best redemption tips and tricks.
Tips are good. Okay. All right. We have time for one more question. So prices are up. They're ready to go. Okay. Your guests are coming in. How important is marketing to this whole thing? Or is it something where you just put the prices up and kind of build it and they will come? Or do you need to market yourself? And if so, how do you do that?
You definitely want to have some sort of marketing plan, whether it's something simple as hanging up a remote display within your center to attract attention, or something with further reach out into your community. So we'll kind of go over some things that you can do to market redemption specifically.
Sounds like an action-packed 90 minutes.
We got a lot to talk about.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. So remember, if you would like to learn even more about motivating redemption with data and merchandising, Megan and Josh will be featured speakers at the Bowl Expo in Las Vegas this June. The 90-minute Learning Lab will be taking place on Tuesday, June 28th. If you are in the arcade space, you're not going to want to miss this one. It's really important. So as we wrap up another edition of the Tuesday Morning Profit Break, remember that when your focus is on growing people, people will grow your business. We look forward to seeing you next week, 10:15 Eastern, for another great episode of the Tuesday Morning Profit Break. If you have any questions about today's show or would like additional information, you can reach us anytime at education@bpaa.com. Also, you and your team can watch any of our previous episodes 24/7 by visiting bowlinguniversity.net. Until then, I'm John Karabatsis, and do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. We'll see you next week.